Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willow Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I am a journaler, journal maker and teacher of journaling courses, and today I wanted to share with you my basket of treasure scraps. So for the inspiration journal course, I was sharing about how these are the list of materials that I used for the inspiration journal that I created, which is a collage art journal. So it's a free course that I'm running on my channel. The introduction video I put up on Monday so that we can start on Friday. So you have a few days to get your materials ready. And I showed you in that video a box of what my random scraps look like. So this is, offcuts from journal projects, collage projects, ripped up book pages, ripped up music paper, pattern papers, just random things, scrappy pieces, but that remind me of projects that I've done, reminds me of crafty things that I loved making. Some magazine pages are in here too, book pages, I think I already mentioned that, Daphne's Diary, got doily offcuts here. So fun little scrap pieces here. But then here I want to show you my treasure scraps. So these are things that I've collected that are a bit more special than just random offcuts. Some of them are random, like completely random, but they speak to me in a more meaningful way. For example, this came from a boho journal that I made, and I had a piece left over from this paper, and my friend actually bought me this paper, so it reminds me of her. And not only that, the paper really speaks to me with the colors. This is like my favorite shade of blue. It reminds me of Princess Jasmine from Aladdin, and Aladdin was one of my favorite movies when I was a child. So this just speaks to me in a lot of ways. And so I could have put this in my random scraps pile, but because it's like extra meaningful to me, it's in my treasure scraps pile. Then I've got things like these, which I pulled out when I did some journal surgery. It was getting too bulky, so I pulled out some of the pages from the signatures, and the kingfisher is one of my favorite birds. I love this paper so much. I've got some Edith Holden pages, which are always treasures to me. Edith Holden book pages. So I've just got these ones in my treasure scrap box or basket. And things like these, again, I could have put some of these items in more of the random scrap box like these, but I kind of have a vision for how I want to use some of these things, and so they just, for whatever reason, speak to me in a different way than the random scraps, and therefore I've put them into this basket. Other things, I've got like this star, glittery star. I've got these that came from a birthday party that I went to that reminds me of childhood memory. I've got this fox flashcard because the fox is one of my symbols. We've got this wonderful poem, which I'll have to put in my inspiration journal on the poetry page. We've got a poetry prompt page, and yeah, I love this. This is so fun. So I'm just going to put that there. This also came from the birthday party. We had Pass the Parcel, and they did handmade wrapping paper for the Pass the Parcel. So for me, that's meaningful. And then I've got some other random bits, This could go into the random scrap box as well, but this one for me, I just think is extra pretty, so I'm putting it here. I've got some ephemera pieces that I got from some journals that I bought, and because I take out all the ephemera of journals I buy, because I just like blank journals, I like having a stash of extra ephemera that I can use to decorate pages with collage, and maybe do a vintage collage with these pieces. So these are definitely treasures to me that I keep, but that's kind of like another category. So I'm giving you a whole look at the sorts of things I consider treasures. They're all random things, as you can see, book pages, things from my real life, ephemera, vintage ephemera. This card that I found in an op shop that just really spoke to me. This one I actually will save for my faith journal that I want to make. And then I've got these cards that I also found in an op shop that were postcards of places that are significant to me from my childhood as well. so that was a fun find. I have some pressed flower petals from various times in my life. There's some red ones and some yellow ones. This one, again, some of them again are just completely random, but might not necessarily be treasure, but I have a specific use for them in mind. So, you know, reading the Harry Potter books, that was a certain time in my life that I can really remember strongly. I got this in some Happy Mail, my name. So I definitely want to use that in a journal page spread one day. Glassine. I love glassine. It's my favourite thing. One of my favourite supplies in journals. So I've just kept a whole bunch of glassine items that I might want to use. To me, glassine is treasure. Then we have more things I've pulled out from journals that aren't necessarily authentic vintage, but that I still like. So I've just got these in a separate pile as well. Then I've got things like Tim Holtz papers that oh, Keanu, you're going to sit right on top of all my treasures. Oh, you're beautiful. I just love Tim Holtz paper. It's my favourite scrapbook paper. So these were offcuts from journal projects, and I have just been saving them. I've been hoarding them because I just love this paper so much. The vintage theme. And I really should do something with these because I've been holding on to these for a while. But I just love this paper. I was thinking of putting these in my personal journal. But yeah, love those. What else do we have? Then we got some gifts from people, whether it was from Happy Mail or people sending journals and they send extra things with the gift, or, you know, I get an order and I send extra things. So things like these were gifts. This one I believe I won from Artie Mays. I won one of her giveaways. Another gift here. These are absolute treasure, of course. And more vintage ephemera in here. Vintage style ephemera. Okay, I'm just going to move this because my cat wants to sit down. Let me have a look. So more of this style of vintage ephemera, really fun. This was a beautiful gift. And more things that came in Happy Mail. Just beautiful papers that I love. These are all items that I took out of one of the journals that I bought. Again here, things either from journals that I bought or from Happy Mails or orders that I've gotten that are special to me, that speak to me in some way. This one came in that giveaway prize that I got from Artie Mays, so I consider that treasure. And then this gorgeous piece too. And this one as well. Some of these, yeah, I don't really know what to do with them. But I have just been holding on to them. Again, these random pieces, but they are meaningful to me. I got those from my sister. And then we have like this beautiful pocket. Again, I don't really know what to do with it, but I just love it, so it's in my treasure. This one, yeah, it's just like ephemera for me. This was one of my nicknames when I was a kid, Dracena. Long story. Maybe one day I'll tell it when I do a journal page about that. I love like keeping envelopes and things, you know, with my name on it. Just little pieces here and there. I love this card because it has this little girl holding a black cat, so I feel like I want to use that in my own journal to represent Keanu. I've got lots of birthday cards and things. These should actually go in a different pile. I have got a collection of cards for birthday and Christmas and all that kind of thing. I just have to transfer that into that other basket. Maybe one day, if you're interested, I'll show that basket as well. But beautiful cards here. These are all very significant to me. More paper. Other things from Happy Mail. Dingo's my favourite animal, so I love that. Blue butterfly, one of my symbols from Karen. Karen's got represented in here quite a lot. This was from that birthday party as well. This one again is just scrap paper, but it comes from a particular journal that is significant to me. This one also came from the lovely Karen. And other things like, you know, book pages that I just love. Maybe do a journal cover with that for another cat journal one day. And then, yeah, just other random things I've got that I think I want to use. The peacock. These ones I love, the blue butterfly. I still haven't done something with these, but I want to. Another gorgeous envelope from Olivia. Shout out to Olivia and Tina if you're watching. These two I'm saving for my faith journal. These are significant for some faith stories I want to document. And these pieces I got from the lovely Tina as well. So thank you so much, Tina. I absolutely love these. I've been using these every now and then in my treasure journals and faith journals, so thank you so much. So yeah, that's just a look at everything that I have in my treasure scrap basket, just to give you some ideas and inspiration of what to look for, or ideas of what you can keep for your own journaling projects and for the inspiration journal course. So have a look through your stash, go through all your baskets and boxes or however you keep your things, and pull out anything that really speaks to you that you would consider treasure. Maybe it's vintage items, maybe it's just a fabric or a lace that you really love. I've got a separate basket of the fabrics and lace that I would consider treasures. I got one big basket for all of my fabric and lace, and then I've got a smaller basket for the ones that I want to use for my journal. So if you're wondering as well, another way to kind of consider treasure scraps or treasure pieces is to think of the things that you're reserving for your own self, for your own journal. So I've got other drawers and things full of papers and other ephemera and vintage pieces that aren't scraps, but I would consider treasure. So I might be using some of that in my inspiration journal as well. And that's what I love about this. You can combine random scraps, meaningful scraps, treasure scraps, but also full pieces that you love as well. So have fun gathering. Make yourself a little journaling kit. Whenever I do my courses, I suggest making yourself a journaling kit and grabbing, you know, either a tray, a box, a basket, or 2 or 3, however you need, with your supplies, with your magazines, with your papers, with your scraps, with your ephemera, with your photos. I have a folder where I keep my printouts and my digitals and my photos, for example, and then I keep my ephemera separate and my scraps separate, and, you know, that kind of thing. But have fun gathering, and yeah, we'll be here on Friday to look at what is the first prompt, and the first process video will go up. So have fun collecting. Let me know if you're going to be taking part in this course and what kinds of things you're gathering as your supplies. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Be sure to journal your life because your stories matter. A big thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in April. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this for another month. It really means the absolute world to me, and I could not do this without you. If you would like to become a patron in May, I will leave the link below to my Patreon down in the description box. That's where you get access to more videos from me, personal updates, printables, and if you're a Ruby patron or higher, you get every single digital kit from my Etsy with a new kit each month. If you would like to support my channel through a one-off donation, you can do that through PayPal to my email address or through Buy Me a Coffee. And if you would like to be part of any of my journaling courses, I'm starting them again in May for the month of May. So feel free to email me to register, and I hope you have fun journaling your life because your stories matter.